Good afternoon, class. So today is 21st of March, and we will have to cover the current affairs of today. The first news is related to the Wildlife Board have denotified the Galathea Bay Sanctuary, that is 18% of the 910 square kilometer area, for the development of the airport complex over there. Now, in the phase one of the Niti Aayog, there is a proposal that on Little Andaman and Nicobar there is 150 square kilometer area that is needed, and that is one of the project that was floated on the base of the port-led development ad in the case of the Singapore. The Indian government intends to do on the Little Andaman uh, island. Now, we have seen various concerns have been raised with respect to the ecological imbalance in the Andaman and Nicobar island, but I think the government have already made its mood that they will go ahead with this particular proposal and they will try to implement it at any cost for the development of the Indian Ocean region, specifically around the Andaman and Nicobar island. Now, there is shipment trade that is going to be happening from Andaman and Nicobar. There is also a marine turtle plan that is under preparation that is being built for the Galetha Bay, that it is an important bay area, has been already justified by that. So there is UNESCO World Heritage Site, Andaman and Nicobar Bay, the Campbell Bay. Now they are also under consideration, and the people are also arguing that the vision of the Niti Aayog have ignored the tribal people that are situated over there, and the ecological concerns are also violated of the development plan if the government goes ahead with that. So I hope this is clear. The next one is the India US resolve to intensify defense cooperation. So I hope you remember there are three multiple points that they are talking about. The first one is the Indo Pacific Command, and that is the Indian Pacific Corporation. The second one with respect to the trade cooperation between the two nations, and the third one is the human right violations or any form of human rights or the civil democracy principle that are needed to be followed. So these are the three talks that are currently happening between USA and India on multiple fronts. There are certain other parts to it. For example, Afghanistan is a core issue. The influence of the China and the hegemony of the China in the neighboring area has also been another core issue. Apart from that, there is the option of making Indo-Pacific a free region that should be a lawful country that will be there, and they should be lawfully holed out and lawfully prevented or lawfully provided a better trade cooperation between the nation and also the countries that are situated around those particular areas. So these are the policies that they have talked about. I'm not going into detail. You can read this on your own. Otherwise, there will also article that will be coming tomorrow. The next one is the mining threat looms over Aravallis in Haryana. So there is a proposal that is moved by the Punjab Land Preservation Haryana Amendment Bill. Now this is moved by Gurugram, that is the Haryana government. What they intend to do, they want to basically allow mining in the areas of the Aravalli. So Aravalli have extended up to the areas of Haryana and some areas of Punjab also. Now in that particular case scenario, there have been contiguous zones and there have been non-contiguous zones where the mining has not been allowed earlier. So if there is mining, there is going to be population. So the environmentalists have basically objected to the factor that if the excessive mining is being done, that may create degradation of the environment. Second issue is with respect to the projections of the economic survey in the Haryana, which have said that 770 crore will be raised from the mining sector, and in that particular part there will be depletion of the some forest area, which the Haryana government itself have said in the economic survey that they want to increase the forest cover by 20%. Now these are some of the issues that are currently bothering and happening all around the country, and there is a forest department policy that says the same. Now please understand, this is saplings, 50,000 acres of the Aravalli as a green belt needed to be developed. That is the one proposal that is set forward by Haryana and the Punjab to prevent further deforestation. They are also not capable of basically developing that particular area, and they have been lacking in that. The residents are basically demanding the government should focus upon increasing the forest cover by 20% by the year 2030 by the forest government policy. However, they are not able to basically implement it in the you can say a type of a holistic manner. So I hope this is clear. The next news is related to okay, so Austin raises human rights concerns. So what are the human rights concerns he have raised? He have talked about the human rights concern, not so specific with respect to the India that India is doing, but basically have raised the issues of the CEA, the farmers that are sitting, and then the human rights violation that is committed against the journalists, the student activists, and also people who are belonging to the different fray of the society when they are engaging with the different uh, engagement with the government. So these are some of the things, and any dissent that is shown towards the government or in criticism that is bound or catered upon the government is taking unnecessary, or you can say, type of a negative attitude because of the issues that are currently raised or because of the things that are currently set against the government. The students are getting arrested, and the rule of law, or US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin have said that the upholding of the freedom should be taken care of at the utmost principle of having a secular democracy and a democratic government. So these are some of the things that they have debated about. The next one is WCD Ministry for its functioning have to seek a loan of 37,000 crore loan for the execution of the scheme. In that, they will need it for development of a research center for plantation of 200 million saplings, that is 20 crore saplings, and this is called as Mission Kalpatru. Okay, so these are to eradicate malnutrition. Okay, so this is a plantation of 200 million trees for the reduction of the malnutrition. Okay, so इस बात को ध्यान रखिएगा. The next news is US-China talks end on subdued note. Now, please understand there was a talk that was currently happening in Alaska, and if I remember correctly, there was no joint statement that was issued. Now, these joint statements were basically provided for a joint vision in which two countries see eye to eye, and generally there is a formal practice which countries usually do. If there is a disagreement between the two, if there is any form of discussion that is happening, there is joint conferences and the common vision has been happening. So in the case of Quad, if you see, as the Quad happened, there were multiple statements that were issued by countries and a joint statement that is issued by a Quad as a whole, which led to the pavement of the first formalization on the basis of the three C's, that is the COVID situation, the climate change, and then we have the critical technology sector in which the Quad is currently appreciating. Now, in that particular part, both India and USA have made clear that it is not an anti-China platform, and they will be cooperating for either the principles that are for the safe passage in the Indo-Pacific region. But these are the three agendas. China have come upon the discussion with respect to the boundary incursions that they are currently doing, but it was not the core agenda of the meeting. So these are some other issues that were currently debated, and they have dissented, and there was varying opinions on either side. Therefore, no press conference was held by China, and they have kept a subdued and mum conference. Nothing substantial was there. So they have pressed them on the issues of the human rights violation, on the issues of the economic activity that they are currently engaged upon, and also jeopardizing the common security of the different Indo-Pacific countries who are located around the Indo-Pacific region. So I hope this is clear. The next news is related to India monsoon resembled 25 million years ago of the present day Australia. So as Earth was expanding, the Indian plate of the Gondwana land started moving toward the Eurasian plate. As it started moving toward the Eurasian plate, at some point in the universe, there have been a possibility that the fossils which are analyzed by the institute gives us the information that at some point of time, the Indian continent have a temperature same to the Australian continent, which led to the, you can say, type of a warm 16.3 to 21.3 degrees Celsius increase in temperature and heavy rainfall that was expected. Now, these leaves that are currently found in the fossils are generally similar to the Australian climate, as they have said. The next one is the detecting the unified call of black holes. So, simple basic example. So, if you hear about a single cheer in the stadium, there will be only single cheer in the stadium, and it will be very easily able to identify that who is cheering you. But if the whole stadium is cheering you at once, it will be very difficult to identify that what kind of cheering that, or what kind of, or what at which pitch the person is cheering. So that is the unified call of the black holes. Now, right now, the LIGO observators are basically able to identify the individual cheers, but they are not able to identify the combined cheers. So now the detecting the unified call of black holes, they are talking about the background signal. Now in that background signal, there are LIGO laboratories who will be working in tandem with one another for a common observation with respect to any form of gravitational mismatch in one case or another. ठीक है, इस बात को ध्यान रखिएगा. Next one is the emerging crisis of the obtaining helium in India. So first of all, what is helium? Helium is a colorless, odorless, tasteless inert gas. Where it is used in MIR scans, it is used in rockets, and it is used in nuclear reactors. Now please understand, US is cutting exports. India is highly dependent on US, in which we import approximately 55,000 of the inert gases from there. Now as US is saying that it will not import any of the inert gas, that is the helium, then there is a problem with respect to the availability of helium in India. Now helium in India have not given much prominence over the last 70 years, as not much attention has been paid. So there have been a lack of, you can say, availability of the helium gas in India. Now we are talking about again Rajmahal Hills at the Jharkhand region, where there could happen a possibility of again developing this particular gas, and enrichment of this particular gas could happen as it is needed, and it is not so purposeful only to fill the balloons, but it is also going to be helpful in other applications that they are existing. So governing Delhi, I think already we have talked enough about it. I will not go into details. Sunday's newspaper, you can read on your own. The Worship Act I have already defined. The row over Myanmar refuses we have already talked about. So I am also not going to detail. Now please remember this person, former SEBI chief Ramakrishnan. He was the person, G.V. Ramakrishnan, who have seen the transition of the SEBI from a notified body to a statutory body. Now in that, the power has been extended for the observation of the securities market with respect to the regulation, control, and transparency of the bond market. So he was the one person who was responsible when the Security Exchange Board of India Act 1992 established and gave more legal provision with respect to this particular part. Okay, so I hope this is clear. इनको पढ़ लीजिएगा, इतना important नहीं है. So I think that is it for today.